fanatic, and then I'm just supposed to be like, yeah, I'm Nikki. I'm a Friends fanatic too.
Then I'm gonna be like, I've never seen a single one. Ding, 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 you know.
Ding, 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 ding. Should absolutely put that in.
Yep.
Okay,
That's our Carol.
And the recap, which should be 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Just,
You're gonna get what you're gonna get.
okay, great.
Hey guys, welcome back to the pod. This is Central Pod Friends. My name is David. I really like Friends.
My name is Nicole, and I'm a total Friends fanatic.
Guys, I am Carol. I'm here with my friends, but I've never seen a single Friends episode until we're airing this podcast. This week, we watched an episode that started with the Central Park. Jeez, you guys, fuck. It is not called Central Park. It's called Central Perk. We open with a scene in Central Perk, the coffee shop, with the whole ensemble discussing dating language. Cut to Chandler helping Joey rehearse an acting scene that includes his character smoking cigarettes. Chandler begins to coach Joey on the proper technique, how to hold and inhale, and inadvertently falls backwards into a previous smoking addiction. Throughout the rest of the episode, Chandler struggles with his addiction, hijinks ensue, including a hilarious and absurd scene where he attempts to smoke by diving headfirst behind the couch at Central Park while the gang is hanging out. Meanwhile, Monica is dating Alan, a guy she likes but is afraid to introduce to the group. When she does, they all adore him, to the point that he becomes, quote, the yardstick of which all future boyfriends are measured. Meanwhile, Phoebe stumbles into extra cash, first when she's reviewing her bank statement, where she finds an unauthorized $500 deposit. The bank apologizes for the mix-up by giving her $500 more and a football phone. During the course of the episode, Monica admits to not feeling the thing, with Alan tells the group that she needs to break up with him. They are hilariously devastated. When she breaks up with Alan, he admits to not actually liking the friends. Monica lies to them to spare their feelings. While the Alan storyline progresses, we see Phoebe giving the additional money and football phone to her homeless friend. But when the girl buys Phoebe a soda from the street vendor to thank her, Phoebe pops the can only to find a human thumb inside, quote, floating like a tiny little hitchhiker.
Dun, dun, dun.
Phoebe ends up getting a sizable settlement, $7,000 from the soda company, which she impulsively gives to Chandler at the end of the episode to entice and reward him for quitting smoking for good.
All right, and that's our episode.
Yeah, but what happened? But that's the episode.
Wow,
Like,
that was
synopsis?
a very
That is a
good
synopsis.
A brief rundown.
That was
We open. It's 5:15 in the evening.
That's what happened.
The camera
comes
pans
through
out
the window.
in the coffee house.
It was a
Pause for
beautiful
effect.
It was a beautiful synopsis. Thanks, Carol. That is what happened.
Okay, well,
All right.
all right, everybody. This is the one where we talk about the one with the thumb.
That's right.
This is the third episode of the first season, aired originally in 1994. It was a really long time ago.
Pretty long time ago.
It's like 30 years ago, right?
So what did you guys think of this
Jesus
episode?
Christ, it was 30 years ago.
30 years. It's 30 years ago.
I've always really enjoyed this episode. Monica's dating life, I think, is one of the finer points of this entire series. She has a lot of fun. Like, she's, I would say, out of everyone, has the most fun dating throughout the entire series. And Alan, much like the rest of the friends, has always been my favorite.
Oh, really?
Well,
Does he
okay.
come back?
He does not.
No,
but
that's less.
first and last time you ever see him, I don't know. It's something about his smile and that beard. His lips are just like, I don't know.
He reminds me of Aaron at work.
Aaron?
Yeah,
You
in
can't say that.
receiving.
How
We're
can
on a
you-
podcast.
Oh, he does.
Famous Aaron from work. Aaron, you're talking about Aaron in
In receiving.
That doesn't make any sense.
Is this another actor who is like a day player? Has he been like a one-day guest feature on different 90s shows?
Maybe.
Has he been a corpse on SVU or something?
I'm 100% sure he's been a corpse on SVU. I think they all start out that way.
I don't recognize him from anything else.
You don't recognize him from anything anything? Maybe it's just the hairstyle.
Yeah, the hairstyle and the beard I think was very popular in that time, and yeah, I love the energy that he brings on. They're going to the Renaissance Fair, they're going to softball games. Like he's got all kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
They
Rachel
rented
comes
boats. I guess they rented boats at some point during this episode.
So that's what we were. So last episode was really heavy. This
Right.
episode is very light, but I could not help but notice this did not happen over the course of 1 or 2 days. This was like weeks and weeks.
It did seem
There's
that way.
no way they did all that shit. And
That's true.
they were like in a relationship and then out of a relationship that fast.
Right.
This episode must have taken
Well,
a month.
and Phoebe's entire her whole journey with the bank.
Yeah,
Banks,
that doesn't happen overnight.
Banks
Yeah.
are 3 to 5 business days to get anything.
Yeah,
you can't
to
get
get
anything
to
instantly
get a
from
response.
the bank.
And then like settling out
Also,
of
she
court.
settled out of court with this whole thumb thing.
Yeah, you're right. This was a big window.
This is a huge chunk of time that happened
Yeah.
in episode
It was
3.
a montage of dating Alan. But we, sorry.
No, I feel like episodes like this. Well, not only obviously like with all these TV shows, you have to suspend your, reality.
Right.
But perhaps in the Friends universe, this is the storyline that's going on with like the next several storylines, and it's just, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's simultaneously happening in their life. It's just this is what the episode like condensed down.
That's why
to
you
show
really
us.
you really can't put down dates and time. That they never tell you what time it is. I was thinking about
Right,
that.
that's a huge
a huge
gripe
thing.
amongst the community with how inconsistent like their ages are. Like they like if you look at how many birthdays they had per seasons and stuff like that, and then there's like a montage of when everybody turns 30.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't coincide.
Got it.
Well, not only
'Cause
that,
it's
but
just
they're at this coffee shop and then they're going to work. But they've all been up for hours. It seems like
They're all
right?
dressed.
They're all dressed and
they're
in this-
all like leisurely
And
having
then they're like,
coffee.
okay, I guess I'm gonna go to work. Chandler, does that mean it's 8 a.m. right now? What are you
Right.
talking about?
He just kind of comes and goes as he pleases.
Yeah.
But
Clearly, he works in a cubicle. Though.
Right.
He's
But yeah,
not
that,
coming and going
that
as he
opening
does.
scene with the dating code words.
The language.
Ooh, that was really fun.
Yeah, with the it's not you, it's me.
Right.
Means it's you.
We should see other people. That means, I already have.
Ha! I already am.
Has that ever happened to either of you? Have you ever had someone break up with you or with a cliche line or way? It's not you, it's me.
No one's ever broken up with me that way.
No?
I
No.
have definitely used some form of. I just, this is a me thing.
Yeah.
I guess
this is not about you. I'm in a place in my life where I just don't want to be with you.
No,
anymore.
you're right.
I've kind of done the same thing.
I
yeah.
would
Yeah.
say I've broken up with people being like, it's just not a good time for me right now.
For me.
For me, it's just not a good time because
I just need to be alone.
The let's see other people 175%. As soon as they're like, I already am. I'm like, same check. Like, don't ever let anybody ask you. They're seeing other people. 100%.
Yeah, it was a funny episode, like you're saying. It was more lighthearted, and they opened with that, and then Ross's horrible realization that Chi-Chi wasn't sent to a farm, which you just can't let go.
It was very endearing.
that's one of those things is like that aha moment.
No, that
you
sucks
get.
when you're an adult and you realize your parents lied to you.
Right.
Like, it
You
sucks
realize
and
your
it's,
whole
like,
life is a lie?
embarrassing. And yeah, he was like, "No, our dog actually went to a farm," and he believed that shit for 29 years.
And everyone around was looking at him like, aw, honey.
I think this is where the Ross and Monica relationship's really special because that's his sister. She's like, oh, sweetie.
You didn't catch on to that?
that?
Even though he's the older of the
Yeah.
two.
She's been like keeping up the lie for him. But I do think because we've met the parents.
Yeah,
They
they're
are
the worst.
terrible.
Yeah.
And I think
Jack and Judy.
Judy, yeah.
I think, and forgive me, I'm speaking just for myself in this moment, but there's like hilarious conversations you have in your 30s, and you're like, ha, that was actually really fucking traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the only aha moments I've ever had is like, I'm like talking and like we're all trying to have a good time. And then I'll say something and then, the whole room kind of is quiet.
Yeah.
They're all sort of looking at me. They're like giving me that, honey look. And I'm like, wait, what?
You maybe should have run that by your therapist first.
Yes, exactly.
This is the first time we see Joey and Chandler's apartment, and they're working on their lines
That
together.
was really cute. I thought that was a very charming scene.
Yeah.
Right.
Very supportive. A very good bro friendship.
I really love the thing that people do in TV shows where they have actors who are pretending to be bad actors, right? So like Chandler is like reading lines, but he does it so poorly. And you're like, you're a professional actor.
Yeah.
And they're telling you to act poorly. I just love that.
It's a fun trope.
It's a fun trope. They do
I did not even think about, which means it was really well done.
Right.
I didn't even think about that.
My favorite one, I'm just going to sidetrack a little, is in the new Young Sheldon show.
Oh, that's funny. I was going to say that just now, but I was like, stay on track, David.
No, I want to get off of track. I'm taking this to a totally different area. No, because Reba McEntire. Exactly. Reba McEntire is on that show, and she's great, and she's really funny and beautiful.
The country singer?
Yes, and
She
has
had
an
her own
amazing
show
voice.
called Reba.
Reba. In the 90s.
Yeah,
Right.
she's an actress. She's a Jill of all trades.
But, yeah, well, it's fine.
So in the Young Sheldon show, she sings she goes to karaoke and she's a terrible singer, and it's hilarious.
She has
I love
to pretend
it.
to be a bad
She
singer.
has to pretend to be
and
an
it's
awful
like she had to have
cute.
had so much fun with that.
Yeah. So that's really fun.
Her friends like, oh, you have such a good voice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, then unfortunately Chandler sparks up a cigarette to show Joey how it's done.
Just think of it as the thing that has been missing from your hand.
It's the best. As someone going through it, I felt his pain. Last week I said I couldn't relate to any of these people whatsoever, but now I can.
Yeah.
Because I get it. Because like smoking's cool, guys. Let's admit it. Stop lying to ourselves.
I can't, it is impossible to watch this episode and not recognize how much smoking inside there is.
Yeah, how much has changed in the last 30 years?
Shocking.
You could fucking smoke everywhere.
In
There
a
was
coffee
ashtrays
shop, there's an ashtray
on the bar at Central
my,
Perk.
At Central Perk,
Yeah.
dude. 7 a.m. before work,
Ashtrays
having
everywhere.
a cigarette inside.
Ashtrays
of a
in every
cappuccino.
car door. You could smoke on a fucking airplane.
Yeah, they were
you could
built
smoke in
in.
grocery stores.
So I
there
am
were
not-
ashtrays on shopping carts.
No, I think the absolute worst
That's
one.
not real.
That's real.
Besides,
Whose lifetime?
I don't know, in the 50s, you used to be able to smoke
Right.
every fucking
Okay,
where.
I know. We're not talking about the 50s, though. That seems like a bygone era. We're
Well, I
actually
mean,
talking
go
about
to like the late 80s and 90s when I grew up to smoking sections
So this
everywhere.
is what I was going to say is now, it's 2024. I've almost forgotten that there was a smoking and a non-smoking. They would ask you that.
Right.
Smoking or
Restaurants.
non-smoking?
Restaurants, hotels.
God.
Those are only two
yeah,
examples.
just
Like Maybe on a plane, or you're just bugged.
I only flew after 9/11, so my whole experience is different.
Oh, weird, me too, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh.
So.
Yeah. Way after. So it might have gotten more lax since then, but you still can't smoke.
plane was like 3 years ago.
No, that was the second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all after 9/11.
Way
It's-
after.
Yeah, I feel like the people who flew before 9/11 have way different experience, but that's not our generation. That's
Well, I flew before 9/11, but my mom used to put me on planes to go visit people all the time.
you
She
were
was
not
like,
smoking at that age.
I was not smoking at that age. I was just a baby, but I was on planes.
right.
Yeah,
but
like
you-
the last of the Mohicans was smoking in bars, which I only got like 2 years of after I turned 21.
God,
I never
And
got
it slowly
smoking
tapered
in
off, and then we used to
bars.
travel around because we would, to the speakeasy bars where you could still smoke. They were like, I'm not, fuck that law. You can smoke here if you want.
Yeah.
Eventually, everybody had to stop it, but
There are a couple places in Chicago you can still smoke in bars.
Really?
Yeah.
there's even some casinos you can't smoke in now. Like after COVID,
Right.
they completely shut it off
Shut
in
it down.
the
Smoking in a
Spirit Mountain
casino.
and local places. But yeah, it's because he smokes in Central Perk.
Behind the
which
couch.
completely
This
is the
acceptable. He's
most
only hiding it from his friends.
He's only hiding it from his friends.
Yeah, I'm sure the people in the
Like
place
you
like,
said-
what the hell is this guy doing?
Just diving. That's the most ridiculous thing he does
That
in
was-
this episode.
No,
It's
it's not.
No, you're right.
The most ridiculous is him
At
trying
the
to smoke
office,
in his
yeah.
cubicle where there's like a giant no smoking sign, which is ridiculous. Did he put that there? Is that because he's been caught before? But yeah, he's got it in his drawer. He takes a puff. He's got a little fan and an air freshener, and then he blows the smoke out and sprays the air freshener, and then he every drag he does this little.
I was thinking, I'm like, he put a lit cigarette in the drawer,
Yeah.
reopened it, it was still lit.
So much smoke would come out. Yeah,
I'm sure
not.
nobody noticed that.
I wonder if it was a real cigarette.
Oh,
absolutely
without a doubt.
not.
What?
Man, I wish we had video for that one. That was so good. You should have seen the way they just looked at each other.
They have fake cigarettes for that exact purpose. I'm sure they had them in the 90s too. It's just like
Yeah,
typically when they're drinking alcohol, they're not drinking real alcohol. Most actors who are smoking are not smoking real cigarettes.
Yeah. No, it's not real weed. I mean, obviously. They would do that.
That's like illegal and stuff.
After it became legal, some people
it's
did
not
that.
real cocaine,
I know,
just in case you were wondering when they're
Seth Rogen was really smoking weed in that
Pineapple Express
movie.
Yeah.
And then there was another one I heard that Snoop Dogg snuck it.
Not surprising.
Yeah. Those are two actors who I am not
But
surprised.
I
at all.
digress.
Do we think, okay, perhaps the cubicle scene where he's legitimately putting it in the drawer and closing it, maybe that wasn't a real cigarette. Yeah. But like the Joey scene, don't you think he was like lighting it?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they have fake cigarettes that still light. They're just not tobacco. They're less harmful. They don't have tar. They're just different. They're stage cigarettes.
Right.
But yeah, that one,
Seemed
because
like-
he was still blowing out smoke, so it
yeah.
had to have been some sort of real, but also could have been a fire hazard putting it in and out of a drawer because you never know what's going to happen.
That's-
So
yeah.
that might have been
Yeah.
an even more fake. I don't know.
So again, I'm going to digress just a tiny little bit. So I went
Do
to
it.
a burlesque show a couple of weeks ago, and it was one of the funniest things. This woman was, as she was doing her burlesque show, she just kept pulling out cigarettes from all different places.
That's awesome.
As she was, and then she would like smoke and like throw it off the stage, and then do a little bit more of her dance, and then pull out another one, and then smoke it a little bit, and flick
They're
them off
very
stage.
fragile.
It
Was she dressed like Estelle?
She was not. She should have been, but no, she was not. It was hilarious and amazing. But I was like, how many cigarettes does she have? And secondly, obviously, those were not real cigarettes. So I wonder the technology for fake cigarettes might have grown a ton.
Okay, so I will digress too. So I worked in theater when I was in college, and one of the tiny shows that we worked on, smoking was a central theme. To the point that like we had to like brand the cigarettes like as part of the stage set, and like I was helping dress the actors and the prop team. They each had like a pack of cigarettes on them, but there was one of the actresses who like did not want to smoke, and so she had it was like a pen, almost like an ink pen, and part of it lit up, and then it gave her, I guess this was before vape pens because I'm old, but like it did give her puffs so that she could puff on stage.
Right.
But the rest of the actors were smoking like a pack a night, and it was a tiny little theater. We were all just
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but yeah,
super fun.
he goes from hiding it to just not giving a crap and lighting it in front of everybody, and then causes a fight between everybody
fight
the
scene.
with his,
Lie.
which is another sitcom like trope because
Right.
they do that in other. I forget what they call it in other series.
Wait,
like,
it's a trope to like
Yeah,
poke
they're-
fun at everybody.
Yeah, the
like
pogos.
How I Met Your Mother.
The
Yeah,
glass
New Girl.
shattering.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like once you
It's a sitcom
once you
thing.
see that in somebody, you can't unsee it, and then it's just like Chinese water torture every time.
Every time they do
But
it.
yeah, the bad habits that we never see again. Like they say that
chewing of the
Monica.
hair.
Yeah, we never see
Yeah.
Phoebe chew her hair again.
Well,
we never
Ross-
hear Monica snort.
But
and
Ross
we never
always over pronunciates his words. So
And-
that's the only
and
true
Rachel
one. Oh, wait, yes. Right,
continues
Rachel.
to get everybody's.
Order wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Joey never cracks his knuckles.
On air.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he
Right.
doesn't do
yeah,
it.
it doesn't mean he doesn't do it.
That's always, every time that there's like some sort of thing like that, they're like, oh, we never see that again. I'm like, on
Yeah.
air. Like, they have whole lives outside of this TV
Don't
show.
make a big deal about it. Like just once every season. Oh, there he did.
Yeah.
He cracked his knuckles.
I
Look at
do like that they poked fun of the way that Ross talks because I don't know if we're only 3 episodes in. Like we hardly got to know the guy, but is that his real inflection? Is that how like David Schwimmer talks, or is that how
Oh,
Ross
no,
the
it's
character?
That's a,
It's
yeah, that's
Ross.
a Ross thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's very
College boy.
exaggerated. Yeah. And it would have been Chandler that they made fun of, but it started because he lit the cigarette, so they wouldn't be like,
Right.
could you be any more annoying?
Yeah. They'll get to that later, though.
Yeah. But that, yeah, I guess I wouldn't say the main focus, but there's the whole Alan thing where everybody loves Alan. It makes Monica hate Alan.
I don't know if it makes her hate him, but she needs to break up with him, and then she has to like devastate her friend group.
Right. Well, you were
and then then finds out that he hated everybody. I always thought that was hilarious, and I wish she would have been like. I mean, she spared their feelings, I guess. But
that
was
was
like,
very sweet.
No, he hated you. He hated you all. Actually, he broke up with me because of you guys.
That's something you would do for sure.
Can we bring? Okay, so again, we're thinking maybe this episode took place over months, but like he's going to softball games, he's going boating, he's going to Renaissance fairs. Like he's doing this with people he doesn't like because he likes Monica that much, maybe.
But then he doesn't fight for her at all.
Not even a little. And he's like,
facts.
He's just a friendly guy. That's the thing about Alan. He's just a friendly guy. Like goes to go out and have a good time. That's charming.
Also, he's such a friendly, nice guy. It's kind of out of character, I would say, for him to say that. Like, I can't stand your friends.
Yeah.
Maybe just because now he said that, so I'm not seeing you anymore. Make sure your friends aren't calling me. Maybe.
Well, so you were talking earlier about how like the thing that they do, like their cold opening doesn't typically have anything to do with the rest of the episode, right? Which is not true in this case because so they were talking about dating language and like how to let people down and soften the blow. And then it really wraps up at the end because that's exactly what Monica does. Is she goes and she's like, oh, it's not you guys, right? I have to break up with them. Other people are going to come along. Like, it's okay.
It came a little full circle.
Came a little full circle on that.
Have you guys ever had been dating somebody who got along with your friends better than you liked them?
No.
Not you.
All of my friends usually hate my boyfriends. I have to keep them in separate rooms.
For new listeners, David and Nicole are dating.
And honey.
I mean, that's hard to say. I hung out with a bunch of fucking dirtbags. Everybody was sleeping with everybody.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think. I remember I had a friend it was a guy friend who was dating this girl, and then he got really tight with all of her friends, right? The gay best friend. They like started hanging out together, and like he was like, "You're the only straight guy I've ever like hung out with," and he was like, he was like going to concerts with them, and then he broke up with the girl. And I remember asking him like, "Are you still going to see the friends?" And he's like, "No, I broke up with her." And I'm like, "But you didn't break up with the friends." And I got really heartbroken in that moment. I'm like, "Is the world just a lie?"
No, because I definitely have, like, I've moved around a lot. And so, like, usually I find my friends, not saying through the people that I date, but I have found a lot of friends through the people. I'm like you and me, we can hook up just the two of us, but then you're going to introduce me to all your friends, and then I'll find their friends. And then, like, now I have some of your friends, and I'm going to take them with me when I leave. And
I'm going to take them with me when I leave.
I've definitely done that handfuls of times. Absolutely.
So that's like a unique experience because you moved around so much.
Because I move around. So it's hard for me to meet people.
It was like the opposite for me. But it was hard for me to meet new people. Like I'm constantly like, I need to get away from these people. That's why I'm so happy that I met you.
Aww.
And now her friend is your friend.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then
we're all friends.
So then we get to I'm just going to reference what you said again about how this was a more lighthearted episode and then we also got to dive more into other characters with Monica and Phoebe. Yeah. And the other ones were more centered around Ross and Rachel and their relationship issues. It was kind of lighthearted with the whole Alan adventure, but Phoebe is just riding a good karma wave this whole episode.
She is so funny about it.
Yeah, she gets $500 from her bank and doesn't feel right about it. So she complains.
Not mine.
I do love, I noticed her, because we only met these characters 2 episodes ago, right? They're very new in my life at this point. And when Phoebe, and Phoebe doesn't dress like a hippie. She dresses exactly like Monica. Monica and her could share a wardrobe, except for the color palette. But the silhouettes are both the same. But when she like sits on the couch and she like pulls her hands up and she's trying to like get the mojo of like the bank statement away from her. I was like, this is an anti-establishment bitch.
Yeah, she doesn't like Pottery Barn.
Yeah, her whole body language. Her whole body language is very more flowy, right? More spiritual. That's interesting to me because you can by their body language tell the difference.
And that's why I think
so interesting.
It's not. It's a great acting. Yeah, it's like that's the character's body language. That is not. Who's the girl? Lisa Kudrow. I've seen Lisa Kudrow. Lisa Kudrow, what's the movie? Romy and Michelle? Yes. This is not Romy. This is definitely Phoebe. This is a totally different character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Even though she looks exactly the same.
No, she was in something recently that I was like blown away by. She was like a principal or something. I can't remember what it was. But
because
she stood out. I was like, wow, that was...
Yeah, she's a
completely
good
not
actress.
Phoebe.
Completely not Phoebe. Yeah, Phoebe's a character. That is not Lisa Kudrow.
So I am gonna again. I'll probably do this a lot. I am gonna again mention Cougar Town, which is a show that
Courtney Cox
goes on to do, and all the friends kind of like make an appearance there.
Oh.
And Lisa Kudrow's character is one of the funniest. She does like plastic surgery. She does like Botox and stuff, and she's so mean. Like she is like she comes out and she just wrecks these girls and makes them feel really bad. And it's like, now you're gonna pay me to make your face better. And it's really amazing, and
That's
I love it a
awesome.
lot.
Wow.
Yeah, you should watch the show. It's actually really good.
it's more proof that this took place over an extended period of time because, like you said, when she complains about the free $500 that appears in her bank account, and then I don't know if they misunderstand her and say you took $500 from me, so they credit her $500 more and give her a football phone to say sorry.
Such a 90s gift.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore. A football phone landline. It's not a fucking phone case that looks like a football.
I wonder if they make those.
It's the size of a football.
It's the
and you
size
could
of a
really
football.
throw it if you wanted.
She tried.
It was like
Well, she
hiking.
threw it at that homeless woman, Lizzie.
I was
Also,
just
the
thinking that you would
bag,
not-
the purse that she had to carry that in, I didn't even notice. It's just so large. That was the purses that we carried in the 90s went down to our knees and they started at our shoulders so you could just like reach your hand in and get snacks.
I
Or
miss
a
like
those.
football phone.
Or a football phone. I didn't even notice it was in there. She just
That's
pulls it
hilarious.
out.
That's true. She wasn't carrying it. It was in a bag.
A purse.
Those are great
A
purses.
purse. Yeah. So she gives it away just because it's not hers and she didn't want the bad karma.
Bless
But
her.
She gives it to the homeless girl Lizzie, who keeps calling her weird girl. Says, what are you
Which
doing,
is
weird girl?
So
She's
ironic.
like, no, I can't do this. So we'll buy me a soda and we'll call it even. And
Do we understand? I mean, but I am just reeling from the irony of like the woman with the tinfoil hat calling her weird girl.
Right.
yeah. She tries. Yeah, she's like, no, because you need that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Also, for what it's worth, Phoebe never uses the word karma. She never uses the word vibes.
Right.
She does not fall into a stereotype cliche trying. She just is.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that from the writing.
That's true. Yeah, it just it's out of her. That's why she's getting all this stuff because she's just like good karma,
Good karma.
incarnate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she
Until-
opens her soda pop and finds a tiny little hitchhiker.
Tiny little thumb.
This is my favorite joke.
I know
Tiny
her
little hitchhiker.
response to that. She's just like, "Oh, that
Yeah.
would not be my response if
And
I
then she
found
carries
a."
it around.
Yeah,
Do you want to
shows
see?
it to people. Those are two unrealistic things. Like if I opened up a can of soda and there was a part of a human body in it, I would say a lot more than "oh." I would think.
Thankfully, she didn't take a drink.
Right. Well,
Facts.
And then secondly, if I were to go to show that to my friends, everyone would want to see that. Are you telling me you would not want to see?
Yeah,
a
no, I
thumb in
wouldn't
a
say
can?
it was a thumb. I wouldn't be like, I opened this and found a thumb. I'd be like, dude, look at this.
That's
like,
evil.
smell this
Yeah.
before I
Yeah.
tell you what it is. Also, did anybody think this is 1994 had the Wendy's chili thumb happened in pop culture?
I don't know.
I wonder if that
when
happened around the same
was.
time.
No, that was in
Because-
2000s.
Was it?
That was in the
Can
2000s.
somebody Google this?
I'm gonna Google it.
Because here's the backstory, you guys. There was a lady. So Wendy's bright yellow biggie marketing in the 90s, right? They had the chili. A lady went through the drive-thru. She got her order. She went home. She claimed there was a human thumb cut off in her fucking chili. She raised hell. This was before the internet. So she went back to the restaurant. They were super apologetic. They investigated. Turns out it was like a family member that she dismembered them.
That's amazing.
That's
so
true.
that she could get money from
This sounds brand new to me. I had to have known this story, but that is awesome.
Elia? How do you say that?
Aaliyah?
Aaliyah?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. When did it happen?
When did it happen?
1965. Hold on.
No, that's from when she was born.
Because you're right. That's when she was born.
I glanced at that too.
2005.
Yeah.
What?
I knew it was,
Yeah,
later.
2005.
Maybe she watched this episode and she was like, I could get $7,000.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, which thumb came first?
Which thumb came first? Phoebe's thumb, decisively.
Does this? Yeah, I can't think of any. I thought. Sorry. Yeah, I just assumed it was based on pop culture reference, but that was just out of somebody's fucking imagination.
Yeah. And then, however long later, she settles out of court for the little guy.
$7,000.
Yeah, for $7,000.
She could get a lot more today.
I was going
Yeah.
to say $1 million today.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the closing shot, Monica tells everybody that she broke up with Alan, but spared their feelings.
So
Didn't
nice.
tell them that Alan despises them all. And Chandler's still struggling and is going to break and have another cigarette when Phoebe offers him the $7,000 to stop smoking. And without a second thought, he's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
why wouldn't you?
why wouldn't you?
Give me $7,000, I'll stop smoking right
In
now.
1994, $7,000. That's a lot of money.
a ton of
true,
money.
yeah. So she just keeps the karma train rolling.
She does.
Yeah. Which is so funny because, I mean, really, Phoebe, as a massage therapist, giving money to Chandler, who I imagine probably is not making that much money right now. But also, I mean, he is considered one of the more well-off characters, while Phoebe is considered one of the, poorer of the friends.
So we don't know that she's a massage therapist yet.
Okay, well, I do.
No, I know. I am just giving you perspective.
Right.
We have seen he shares a New York apartment
Well,
with
no, she
Joey.
said it in the first episode. Okay, go ahead.
I said what?
It's fine. Go ahead.
Well, do we know where Phoebe lives? Is my question.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Because Joey and Chandler share an apartment, and
Right.
he's like an actor in New York City, which is not Hollywood.
No.
So I don't know what kind of actor he is.
He does plays and stuff. He did. He was a little wooden boy.
Once I was a little boy,
Pinocchio.
in Pinocchio in the
Yeah.
park. Yeah. So they talked about that. And
Yeah.
Phoebe talked about how she found aromatherapy and masseuse
okay.
in the first
She
episode.
did mention it. Yeah.
I've forgotten.
We
That's
haven't
okay.
seen it
I
yet.
probably wouldn't
We've only
know
seen
it.
Monica and Chandler.
and
Ross
And Ross at
and
work.
Rachel.
and Rachel.
So there's only two people we haven't seen at work, actually.
It would have been quicker to say we haven't seen Joey
Yeah.
do his thing.
Did you guys have like a favorite character or favorite storyline
Well,
throughout this episode?
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's sticking with Chandler on this one.
Yeah.
I feel for you, man. R.I.P.
That's true. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Well, we talked about how fantastic Lisa Kudrow's acting is.
That's true.
Yeah.
She shined.
She shined. Yeah. But I also think it's one of those, like it wasn't over the top. She could easily fly under the radar if you didn't appreciate who she was. Which I don't think she was anybody at that time. I think she's somebody now. but
Right.
At the time.
I think they were all relatively unknown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on stage with the boss.
Right.
No, she
Wait,
was in
what?
another show.
Yeah, I think Monica
Well, she was like
probably
famously
the star.
pulled on stage in some music video and did the
What?
Carlton before it was the Carlton.
What? No
Did
Yeah.
you
way.
not? Oh my God. We're going to have to do some pop culture teachings over here if you didn't know that about.
Yeah, Carlton,
That's crazy.
Alfonso Ribeiro or whatever, tried
him.
to sue Fortnite because they have it as an emote where you can do that dance that he does, but he stole it from her. And she probably stole it from someone else.
Wow.
Everybody steals everything. And you can't.
copyright a dance.
Sure, you could.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah.
What? A little TM on the
Isn't
bottom of your feet.
that, what's the
I
guy
don't
from
know.
Scrubs?
I don't know. And yeah, he was the
Didn't
first
he do the same
person
thing?
to try to sue Fortnite for stealing his dance.
Yeah.
But they do that all the
That
time.
girl
There's so
is
many dances that they have
poison.
stolen. There's like a from Hot Rod. I'm getting off topic. Who cares?
Can we?
We can't wind down here until we talk about the real
The real issue here. What is the final vest count?
Yes.
The vest count. So I did count them.
Vests.
So here's the thing. There was a couple that I saw and a few that were a little, I'm not so sure. So Chandler definitely had a black sweater vest on in the beginning over his shirt, 100%.
100%.
Monica also was doing the thing again where she was wearing a vest as
without
a
a
shirt.
shirt. Yes.
She was, and I almost want to, like, it's because it's definitely not a tank top. It sloops down.
It's
down
very different in the
into-
front. Yes, it's a V-neck.
Very
and it
V-neck.
has 2 points
Yes.
in the front. And the back is
100% a vest.
Buttons.
It has buttons in the front.
Yes.
And when the back is a satin and the front is a matte, when the back is satiny and the front is matte fabric, that is meant to go under a blazer.
Right.
She's just wearing a commando. She's wearing it with a bra.
I love her for it. It was
She's
great.
a New York trendsetter.
That's great. And then Chandler has another vest on later on.
So many vests. There was a scene where nobody had a vest on when they met Alan.
Yeah.
I was like, where's the vest? No, but I was like, Alan's going to come in wearing a vest. But he wasn't. There was not a vest in that
Not
scene.
a vest in sight?
Nope.
No,
Wow.
Are you sure that Chandler was not wearing his brown? Because it was
That was hideous.
It was a really ugly.
Yes, I made
patchwork
sure
brown.
before I made this comment.
Yeah.
And then
Rachel.
Rachel.
Rachel's the controversy one here.
God,
Controversial
Rachel.
one here because she was wearing earlier in the day. She had it buttoned up, and we were both like, "Man, I'm just going to call that a jean
Exactly.
shirt."
What constitutes a
because it
vest?
buttoned all the way up to her neck.
Right.
Her clavicle.
I think a vest
Was covered.
has to be. Well, let's see.
It had a collar. It was a shirt without
vest
sleeves.
jacket, though. They
But
would-
when she
Sleeveless
opened it,
jacket
opened
or
it
vest
up.
jacket?
No, she
Or-
opened it up. She had something on underneath it. That turned it into a vest.
that turned it into a vest.
It did look
Wow.
more like a vest because she didn't have the apron on over it.
No, she didn't. Because
was a
it
half
was
apron.
opened.
Hmm.
Because it was before it was
opened.
closed and it was a shirt. Then she opened it up. She has a black something on underneath, and that turned it into a vest. So my total count was 4 vests.
4 vests
for this episode.
Well, there was a guy in
Wait
the
a
background at Central Perk wearing one, but we're not doing that, right?
No, then they have to be.
Wait a second. I have one more that you didn't get.
Ooh,
When
intriguing.
Phoebe was on the street giving the football phone and the $1,000 to the homeless girl, she was wearing a long cardigan that was open. And I was like,
Cardigan
is
or
this-
vest?
Okay, here's what it is. It was a sleeveless sweater. It was definitely a sweater. It went around her whole body, and it was
Okay.
long, and it was sleeveless, and it was unbuttoned. There was no buttons over a shirt.
Okay, here's how we're going to try to determine vest or not vest.
Vest
right?
or
Vest
not vest. We're going to have to put this on the Instagram and have people vote.
Yeah.
Did it go past her waist? Was it
It
past?
ended at hip level
Oh, it ended
that I remember.
at hip level.
Did we see the end of it? It was pretty a close shot.
She
Did we
was
see her walking up?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
walking
Okay.
up. And
If
I was
it
like,
went-
oh, vest.
If we went past, like, you can't see me. If we went past, like, her
Her hip
hip bone.
Okay, we can argue about this all day.
I
We're
want
gonna leave
to,
it up to the
that's what-
fans.
We're going to leave it up to you guys.
Vest
All right,
or not
friends.
vest?
Vest or not vest?
I'll put it out.
We have
We'll
2
see.
very controversial vests in this episode. Can we talk about worst outfits aside from vests? Did you guys have
I
any?
wasn't personally offended by anything. Nothing really stood out to me. I
Oh.
guess now that we're talking about it, I'm just annoyed with Rachel's vest. Is it a vest? Is it not a vest? I
How
don't know.
dare she?
I'm always kind of offended when people wear jeans as shirts anyway. Like, I'm like a
Denim.
denim. Yeah,
Like a
excuse
double
me.
denim?
Like a double denim. Ugh.
When the gang is at Central Perk and they are trying to convince Chandler to stop smoking the boys, he stands up and he walks around the chair, and I almost vomited because he was wearing like hip hugging light blue jeans with a brown belt with his shirt tucked in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yikes.
God.
Gross. Gross.
I gotta get a denim jacket.
I don't know if you guys called it this where you lived, but when we were growing up, we used to call that a Canadian tuxedo.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Denim on the top, denim on the bottom. That's
Yeah.
the same color.
The
same
Rick Moranis.
Yuck.
The Rick Moranis. But really, I mean, that's Brittany and JT, right? When they went to the Video Music
Right,
Awards and they're
right.
all clad in denim.
terrible.
Okay, but didn't she had a denim dress on? If I'm
She had a
remembering.
full denim, and he was
Yeah.
wearing denim. He had a
You know
denim.
He
who-
looks
you know
gross,
who
but she looks
just-
great.
You know who just did it?
Do tell.
pop culture reference.
Like today, like 2024?
Just like yesterday, yeah.
Like yesterday.
Yeah.
Music or
Music.
Ooh.
It's going to be
Miley
unexpected. No.
Okay.
No, I
No.
would have known.
Do you know who uncharacteristically just did a country track?
Beyonce.
Yeah,
She was wearing a
seen-
denim cowboy hat.
Oh, I'm
And
sure that-
head to toe denim.
I bet that she looked amazing. I know what I just said.
No.
I know what I just said, but I don't know if Beyonce can wear anything that doesn't look
She
awesome.
was probably wearing a vest in that look.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening, everybody. We are your Central Pod friends, and
we'll be there for you. Next
Yeah,
time.
see, easy breezy.
Hey, Central Pod friends. Thanks for listening. You can find us on Instagram at Central Pod Friends. Email us at centralpodfriends@gmail.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube at Central Pod Friends.